Thus, a monument was set up on a mountaintop that was intended to reveal an emperor's love for his people. The Hongwu Emperor continued to favor Lu Shan. For thousands of years, it was the tradition among China's emperors to revere high mountains. In the minds of the ancient Chinese, the towering mountain was a symbol of supreme power. Six and a half centuries ago, an orphan by the name of Zhu Yuanzhang ascended China's imperial throne. As the Hongwu Emperor, he founded the Ming dynasty, and Mount Lu entered the political arena. Even before the advent of the Ming dynasty, Lu Shan was well known in China. Its popular image was of an idyllic place insulated from the unrest, slaughter, and tumult of the outside world. For centuries, there was intermittent warfare between the northern nomadic tribes and the agricultural peoples further south. But the regions south of the Yangtze, including the Lu Shan area, remained immune. People pictured Lu Shan as a sort of paradise. An unknown Yuan dynasty poet described it thus. In the year 1275, news reached the Mongolian ruler Kublai Khan in Dadu, today's Beijing, that his armies had captured the southern Song city of Jiangzhou beside Mount Lu. For the first time in history, Lu Shan was occupied by an enemy force. According to the hierarchy of the Yuan dynasty, which was established by the Mongolians, the so-called Southerners occupied the lowest rung of the social ladder. The authorities viewed them as nothing better than animals. In fact, a Mongolian chief was appointed to supervise 20 households. He had absolute power over their lives and property, their wives and daughters. At Huangyan in Lu Shan, there are the ruins of a 600-year-old fortress called Guze Fort. In the latter years of the Yuan dynasty, Xing Wanhu and Jiang Yeji from the Lushan area led an uprising. They provoked a mass revolt against the Mongolian rulers across China. After years of fighting, two rival peasant armies faced each other at Jiangzhou, at the foot of Mount Lu. The two armies were led by Chen Youliang, based on the middle reaches of the Yangtze Basin, and Zhu Yuanzhang in the Jianghuai area. Both aspired to the imperial throne. They had fought a series of battles until finally their armies faced each other across the Jiaojiang River by the ancient city of Jiangzhou, today known as Jiaojiang. For centuries, this city beside a river had been at peace. But now, in the autumn of 1363, a bloody battle would be fought there that would decide which of the rivals would become emperor. Beneath Poyang Lake Bridge, the Yangtze River and Poyang Lake meet. On the 6th day of the 7th lunar month in 1363, the most famous naval engagement in Chinese history began. Zhu Yuanzhang and Chen Youliang threw 800,000 soldiers into the battle. After 37 days of fierce fighting, Zhu Yuanzhang's navy, despite being outnumbered, had destroyed Chen Youliang's main force. Now, the path lay open for Zhu Yuanzhang to seize power. By the year 1392, peace had returned to Poyang Lake and Mount Lu. 24 years had passed since the founding of the Ming Empire. Zhu Yuanzhang, as the Hongwu emperor, had ordered that the people should be cared for as if they were saplings or young birds. As a result, the country had largely recovered from the many years of warfare. But then, an imperial decree was issued that would disturb the tranquility in the Lushan area. People for hundreds of kilometers around were summoned to take part in an immense construction project that would rewrite the history of Mount Lu. The project was dedicated to an immortal the local people had never seen and had scarcely ever heard of. Thus, a monument was set up on a mountaintop that was intended to reveal an emperor's love for his people. The Hongwu emperor continued to favor Lushan. For thousands of years, it was the tradition among China's emperors to revere high mountains. In the minds of the ancient Chinese, the towering mountain was a symbol of supreme power.